Grand Rising. I trust that this meets you all well. I have a question in regards to health. If you see any one of my videos, what I aim to do is not just, talk at people or tell about the how-tos or this is how you get in shape or this is how you achieve health, because after a certain point, just even within your health journey, you realize that there's not really a particular rule, meaning a specific diet that everyone has to follow, a specific exercise routine that everyone has to follow, or a specific any kind of method. Like health, like most things that one may find out, is really unique to yourself. So the question I want to ask is, what is health actually? What is it? Is health, fitness, and wellness, is that for a particular look, an aesthetic, a nice six-pack, a big back, hourglass figure, nice bum? What really is health? Is it just feeling good on the inside? Is it learning about yourself? Is it how much energy you have? Is it the fruit that you can give to those around you? When it comes to health, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to what someone consumes through, their mouths, their eyes, your mind, your ears, whatever you consume in all ways possible, what is the point of all that? What is the point of this interface of chemistry, where we're dealing with chemistry? When you walk into a room, you feel the vibrations, you feel the frequency, and there's chemical reactions based off that, right? If you go into a funeral, you're gonna feel a type of way, and chemical reactions are gonna happen within the body. If you go into, a party of your peers and your best friends, and you guys are talking about good times, you're also gonna feel a type of frequency, and that frequency will generate a chemical reaction. Now, when you have an apple, same thing. You're gonna eat that apple, and there's gonna be a chemical reaction. There's gonna be a certain vibration. There's gonna be a certain result from that, an interface with chemistry, with matter. If you eat a slice of pizza, same idea. There's gonna be a certain chemical reaction in the body from the vibration and frequency from that particular piece of matter, which would be the pizza. So, back to the question, what is health? And why were these things created, such as exercises like martial arts, strength training, yoga, dance, breathing techniques? Why were all these things created? Was it to look good? Was it to master oneself? What really is the point of these movements that we do, or these herbs and plants and foods that we find? Why were ancients seeking these things? Why were these things created? What is really the point? So the root reason I'm asking this question, I have a passion about health and I do what I do, is because when you look out into the world, you see there's some things where it's like, that don't have to be. People don't have to be hungry. People don't have to be enslaved. People don't have to be so confused that they're in shambles and they want to hurt, harm, or kill themselves. A lot of these things don't have to be. Why are we so afraid? Why are we so scared? Why are most people in a constant state of, I just got to do this, or I got to do that, like a slave, like so obliged, and you're afraid all the time. You can't make a decision, at least a righteous one, for yourself and your well-being. How many goals, how many people actually have genuine goals and dreams, that they're pursuing and living, at an adult age, where it's supposed to be, ripening and ready to bear, right? Like that's your fruit. You're born and you're a kid, and if you were raised and maybe you had a dream, like most children, of what you wanted to be at a young age, it's not maybe as definite. So it's just like the fruit before it's ripe. It's not ready to be given, but through those years, hopefully you've been supported to cultivate that goal and dream. And then as the years go on, it ripens and it ripens and it ripens. And it's when its time is ready, it's ready to be given to the living beings that are around it. Like an apple tree, like a mango tree. When the fruit is ready, it falls off the branch and it's there for, any living thing to consume it and get the nutrition and energy from it. So one can say even the highest human act is to inspire. But how can we do that if we're afraid? How can we fight for our freedom, or better yet, exercise our freedom, because it's intrinsically ours? How can we do that if we don't have the energy? How can we do that if we're not even in alignment with our life? Am I going to strive for a life that all I know is fear, jobs, obligations, doubt, worry, and concern? Or will I say, yeah, government, just take care of that. Like, I don't know. I can't even handle my own dishes in my house. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Like, yeah, you can just take care of it, government. Or if I'm energized and I'm realized about who I am, or at least walking in that unfolding and open to that field of awareness, then I can get some contrast. I can now touch another aspect of life, since I have the energy to be attentive to a particular higher world, a particular thing that, or reality, or frequency that, may not be available to someone who's trapped in a particular state, like fear and worry. So when I have an energy, when I have the ability to see more, or when somebody has the ability to see more, or anyone, you now have something to live for. When one has something to live for, wouldn't it naturally come where, okay, I'm going to defend this if need be, whether it's from a tyrannical government or a bully in school, or anyone that tries to tell you what you can and can't do. You'll know enough because you know who you are, and therefore your aim to be like, okay, that's what you think, that's what you may say, but here's what I'm going to do, because I know what I'm doing, I know who I am. So play with this idea if it resonates, that is health not knowledge of self? Is health knowledge of self? What is health? If you look up the root term, it says holistic. So a whole of something. It's not just a fragmented, join this exercise routine and let me get a six-pack. That's one aspect of a result, what health may bring. Or a good-looking body, or even a sharp mind, but it's all of it. And it's also beyond the things that are have to do with you and your body and your looks. It goes beyond that, because if you're a healthy individual, you can be more for your family, your partner, your friends, because you have the energy, the strength, the consideration, the tolerance, and the mindfulness. So you'll open the door for another person, or help the lady cross the street, or pick up the garbage, because you're honed your senses to be aware of that. And when you're aware of something and you feel something, you act, right? When you're hungry and you have food available, don't you eat? So when you see something wrong and you're sensitive because you've lifted up your energy and you've heightened your awareness, wouldn't you act? Because you're seeing the thing as a whole and you're not considering, should I do this? Or should I just rush and get to work because I don't want to be late? When you start to deal with life in a holistic way, different things start to happen. And one has to ask the question that, if it resonates with you, this is not a teaching, this is just, if you scroll upon this video and it's interesting to you and you like the communication, you like the conversation, or the subject at hand, which is health. Because there's clearly a force that's trying to oppress humanity. And not just oppress, but farm humanity for its energy. And when one is aware of that, one has to ask again, okay, why, how, what's the origin of this? And man, like, I cannot stand idly by and let that be. What can I do? So throughout this, I'm gonna go over this statement again of do what resonates, because I may say things that may not sound like a question, but remember, it's coming from, we're just talking. This is not a talking at you or anyone that listens. But just as if we were in person together, I would speak, and if it resonated with you, you would listen, and I would do the same for you, because I'm interested in humanity. I'm interested in the progression of humanity. No one's perfect, but the idea is that when we're talking about a subject of health and what it can imply and what it can truly do in its root meanings of, like, if I just get up, start 30 seconds of jumping jacks, 10 push-ups, start with that a day, an apple a day, 5 minutes of stretching a day, something to find, and then build up from that, there will be a great result if you know why and what those techniques and those methods and those foods and those learnings and those disciplines are doing for you. Because when you see how great you truly are and a way in which you can live to develop that, and what that will mean for your mother, your father, your loved ones, your friends, your community, the world, the strangers that you don't know, those magical connections, your children, you will get up a little bit earlier to go and do that thing, because you know it's required for you to be your best self. Not because you're not enough. You are enough. But once you take the path of who am I and why am I here, the idea and the pursuit of that won't be because you don't feel like you're enough. The pursuit of that and the reason can be, if it resonates with you, wow, I have a tremendous power and purpose here. I'm valued, and like everyone else, I'm needed because I'm here. I'm not here for no reason. So what can I do? What can I give? And that alone can open up so many doors and so many opportunities and freedoms for you, where it's like, man, I these are my superpowers. This is what I'm gonna go and give. I'm not better than anyone, I'm not inferior to anyone. But just by my own soul, my own spirit, my own beauty, I get to go and potentially make someone smile. That can change their day, because you don't know that person. You don't know how close they were to the edge. But by you choosing to act as your intrinsic, authentic self, you could have saved someone's life by a simple compliment. Have a blessed day, ma'am. Have a blessed day, sir. Good for you. Encouraging people, uplifting people. Who knows what that can lead to? And better yet, you don't even need to find out. That can be a stranger, but that person could have took your message and went and wrote their story and changed their whole life, and you didn't even know about it. But one of the best gifts is anonymous to anonymous. There's no ego involved, right? We get gifts from nature every day. We get a beautiful sunshine, a breeze from the wind, but there's no, I'm gonna do this for you and here's my reason and I want this in return. Love has nothing to do with giving. Love has nothing to do with receiving. Love has nothing to do with receiving. If you're a whole being, you can give. If everyone gave, then receiving wouldn't be a concept, it would just be a giving. Everyone just gave. Everyone would just focus on love as it is, the unconditional factor of just give. Give. The sun doesn't ask anything in return, yet it shines every day, and you need it to live. So, like I said, if it resonates, find out what health can do for you, and most importantly, what it can do for others. Health equals knowledge of self. Knowledge of self equals energy. And if energy is infinite, energy can't die, then the potential is unlimited. The possibilities are infinite. And therefore, you're now in the creative principle of, how do I want to make this place better, this earth better than the way I found it? How do I want to bless my friends, family, and community in this planet and uplift it and bring it up higher? Is that possible? Can you, can I, can any other human being make a change? Are we more than what meets the eye? Are we more than what we're told? Maybe, but only you can find out. Don't worry about what anyone else is saying. You go into your own conversations amongst yourselves and amongst your people if it resonates, and find out who and what you are. And therefore, once you know who and what you are, you'll know what you need, and you'll start to realize what kind of rights you have and what kind of rights that need to be held in reverence, not only for your survival, but for you to thrive and actually create as you came here to be as a human being. Being what, though? That's up to you to decide. Be love, be happy, be courageous, and like I said, if it resonates. So do your thing. I just wanted to come on here and just speak what was on my heart, as I believe every human being should do, in the name of communication and connecting with other people from a honest and pure place, and just keep doing your best. That's all we can do. All right? Blessings, love, and harmony.